Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Casino. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they have a new casino app, man, where you're able to play slots, table games, blackjack, you name it. Just a ton of fun. But also what DraftKings Casino app is doing for the first time users, because we know we were first at something. This makes me, I'm going to be a first, when I decide to have a little fun with this DraftKings Casino app for the first time users. When you use the promo code MOATS, because you got to put MOATS on everything, you will receive up to $2,000 in draft deposit bonus. Yes,
they doubled it up.
1, 2, they're doubling it up. New application, so they wanted to make sure it's extra incentivized or a little bit more incentivized for the people out there. So yes, not $1,000 but $2,000 in draft deposit bonus or in deposit bonus money. So essentially, whatever you put in when you first start your account, when you use that promo code MOATS, DraftKings Casino app will ultimately match that money as well. So you will have double whatever you put in. So that is a awesome concept right there with DraftKings Casino. And as we always tell you, if you have a gambling problem, probably should call 1-800-GAMBLER. But read this. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. Legal. If you...
I was going to say, where's the song? Is there one for the casino?
Has a gambling problem, you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. You better call. What if you got some crisis counseling and you need referral services? You better call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Can we talk about Ben's performance though?
Yeah. You want to talk about his performance?
I do.
You sure?
I do.
Oh, now you want to talk about his performance. Any other time, we just going to read through the chat. Now he want to talk about his performance. It's funny how that works. It's funny how any other game we done came in here this year, maybe 2 other games. Outside of that, any other time we come in, hey, we're just gonna go to the chat. We're just gonna go chat only, bro. All right, we just read the supers and we can break it down that way. We ain't gotta go position by position. We ain't gotta go quarterback specifically. We can just gloss over that. Now can we talk 7? You want to talk 7 today? Nick, let's talk 7. Go ahead, talk to 7 real quick, man. Go ahead, talk to 7.
Fake fans, the haters, the critics. What do you say now? Because all I've heard this whole season is flip-flopping. Like a politician, maybe even better than a politician at this point. We have, after the first 2 or 3 weeks, bench Ben. He's done. Never want to see Ben play another snap.
Yeah.
I've seen all this stuff on social media, people making videos about it. I saw all of it. And remember my post, me, Batman, and Ben. What was the one thing we all had in common at that point? The city turned against us. The city, unfortunately, like I would provide forgiveness. I would. I'm not in that mood. And I haven't been over these past 7 weeks because you had that where they're saying bench Ben. And all of a sudden he rattles off about 4 or 5 straight, doesn't throw an interception. The critics started to quiet down a little bit. The hate started to quiet, which was cool. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is kind of what I expected. I'm expecting Ben to bounce back a little bit. But then we get the Chargers game. And you know what? There was a really nice tune I was hearing. It was like music to my ears, like a nice Pink Floyd song, how they could rip off some of those guitar solos. It was beautiful. It was beautiful because they were saying, hey, man, Ben back in 2022. I was like, wow, this is great. This is great. People are behind me on this one. And then all of a sudden we have the Bengals game. And it's back to he's bench him, he's washed, he's done. Let's tank the season. Fake fans, hey, what do you have to say now?
I do think, just in response to what you're saying, not for the fake fans, but just in general, yesterday's game was a microcosm of Ben's this season. The first half was not this vintage Ben that you talking about. That fourth quarter was the vintage Ben you talking about.
Not that first half, bro, what? I think we need an O-line. My whole thing.
I'm just saying in general, though. You can see what people are referring to with you yourself. So I sat next to you. I saw your performance in the first half, how you was feeling about that offense in particular, and then I saw you in that second half, how you was feeling about that offense. That's all I'm saying.
We just couldn't get in a rhythm, though. They did a good job of controlling the clock, I thought.
To an extent.
Because we took our shots.
Yeah, to an extent.
Didn't happen.
To an extent. But that's the biggest thing, though. I just feel like when we talk about the different games and why people talk about 7 the way they've talked about them this year, you said it yourself. That Chargers game, what did it look like? Vintage, right? It was elite.
Like yesterday did too, though.
Okay, but what is that sandwich though? It sandwiches that Bengals performance, which was a far cry from that.
Yeah, but I feel differently about the 4 or 5 games before the Chargers game. I thought he's been playing good over these past 6, 7 games outside the Bengals.
We know you do, but as a whole, that is why people are feeling the way they feel about 7 because. There's no way you can look at his performances this year and say that this is still the same Ben that was elite Ben from 5-7 years ago. Because if that's the case, then you're disrespecting what we saw 7 years ago, 5 years ago. If you're saying that this version of Ben is the same as that version of Ben, that's a disrespectful because that version of Ben was crazy. That was elite. This version is not.
I still think he has it. We just need a line.
He gets it done, or he.
I would like that baby
too. It done. He finds ways to get it done, but as a whole, there has been a drop off. It has been, and that's the biggest reason. The inconsistency is why people feel that way because when you talk about the quarterback acquisition, the money, everything's associated with it, you want steady elite play. Otherwise we're on the same page as Baker Mayfield right now, where some weeks he looks great, some weeks he looks terrible. Joe Burrow, some weeks he looks great, some weeks terrible. It's like. We don't view Baker as a franchise guy. We question if Burrow was the guy, right? But yet with 7 doing similar things this year, we just pick and choose when you want to bring that out or not. That's the biggest reason why people be getting crazy.
No, my consistent slogan, phrasing, whatever it is, I've just always thought Ben can still play and he can still play at an elite level. I think he needs some better help around him in terms of the offensive line. It wouldn't hurt to have like a bona fide receiver 1. Now, Deontay is getting there. He's getting, I don't know if he ever will, just because kind of how we talked about. I don't know if you can ever get to like that AB range or even like Devontae Hopkins, especially with his frame. That's the main thing. Yeah, AB for his side, like Steve Smith, those are like outliers. Like that's crazy.
But
they were still jacked.
They were jacked.
More physical.
They were jacked receivers, man.
Yeah, my thought is just, I think he can still play. So like if you put him on that Browns team with their weapons, their offensive line, same thing with like Brady and the Bucks. You put Ben on the Packers with Devontae Adams, their line, their running game. Like Ben's gonna have way better performances than what he's been having with the Steelers.
Okay,
I just think our line's not there, and kind of the pieces of the offense aren't completely there either. That's all.
All right. Well, hopefully our roster will look like one of those rosters you mentioned before.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because if it doesn't, then
no, we're fine, bro.
Really
we just beat the number 1 seed in the AFC though. With how we were.
I hear you.
I feel good about what we're doing. Especially with the defense. I'm so impressed with the defense, man. That was an awesome
defense balled out, man.